Okay, we're picking up today with the Wild Robot on chapter number 35, and it's titled The First Swim. Good afternoon, you two, the Loudwig, said Loudwig as she waddled into the garden. Remember me, Brightbill? Loudwing, Loudwing. Very good, the old goose giggled. Now, Roz, do you know what today is? What tomorrow is? Tomorrow is swimming day. The day when all of the parents take their goslings out on the pond for the very first time. Now, you simply must bring Brightbill. Swim, swim, said the gosling, shaking his tail feathers. Now, Brightbill can go, said Roz, but I cannot swim. I cannot go to the pond with him. I will not be able to protect him. Who'd have thought that a big thing like you would be afraid of a little bit of water? Loudwing laughed. Well, don't you worry about it, Brightbill. He'll be safe in the flock, and he's going to have so much fun swimming with the other goslings. We begin at sunrise, so don't be late. See you in the morning. And with that, the goose plopped onto the water and glided away. Swim, swim, said the gosling. Yes, Brightbill, said the robot, staring at the pond. Swim, swim. Now, early the next morning, peeps and honks and splashes began echoing across the calm water, and Roz and Brightbill followed a trail through the fog and over the beach that was crawling with fluffy goslings and proud parents. Roz took a few steps into the water, and her survival instincts immediately flared up. The robot's computer brain knew that if water got inside of her body, that it could do serious damage. And so the other parents began swimming across the pond, and Roz stood safely in the shallows and watched. Brightbill ran up and down the beach, with all the other goslings peeping and laughing and pretending to be afraid of the tiny waves. Now, when one wave finally pulled him in, he felt his body floating on top of the water. A big smile appeared on the gosling's face, and clearly Brightbill was designed to swim. Very good, Brightbill, said Loudwing as she floated past. You are a natural. Yes, Brightbill, you are a natural, said Roz, trying to sound like a good mother. Loudwing rounded up the goslings and gave them a quick swimming lesson. Remember, everyone, paddle your feet evenly to swim in a straight line. Paddle your right foot if you want to go left, and then paddle your left foot if you want to go right. Try it out, and then join the rest of us when you're ready. Happy swimming day! Loudwing and the other adult geese, calmly glided towards the center of the pond. A jumble of goslings tried to keep up with them. The youngsters jolted and splashed and peeped with excitement, and gradually they paddled out in the direction of their parents. Only Brightbill lagged behind. Mama, swim! And Roz pointed to the flock. I cannot swim. Go and have fun with your other geese. You will be safe with them. So the gosling took a deep breath, and then he shook his tail feathers and he paddled his feet, and he set out for his very first swim. He drifted too far to the left, and then he drifted too far to the right, and his feet just kept paddling until they caught up with the other goslings. Roz spent the morning watching her son swim around the pond, and as she watched him, she felt something like gratitude. Thanks to Brightbill, the robot now had friends and shelter and help. Thanks to Brightbill, the robot had become better at surviving. In a way, Roz needed Brightbill, much as Brightbill needed Roz, which was precisely why she was concerned when the mood on the pond suddenly changed. Look at this cute little picture of Brightbill. Now, one moment everything was tranquil, and the next moment the geese were in a panic. Something was violently sloshing through the group. It was Rockmouth, a giant toothy pike. The fish had been a problem in the pond for as long as anybody could remember, and he'd never attacked goslings before. All the parents immediately went to protect their young. Well, all of the parents except for Roz. The robot could only stand in the shallows and watch her son as her son left the other geese behind and desperately swam towards their mothers. Swim to me, Brightbill, quickly! The gosling kicked as fast as he could, but alone on the water, He made for an easy target. The pond rippled as Rockmouth splashed towards the surface. "Mama, help!" squeaked Brightbill. The robot was terribly conflicted. Part of her knew that she had to help her son, but the other part knew that she had to stay out of the deep water. Her body lurched forward and then backwards again and again as she struggled to make a decision. And then Loudwig came to the rescue. "Rockmouth, don't you dare harm this little darling." The old goose fluttered over and splashed right down on top of the fish. "Leave him alone." She pecked and then she kicked and then she beat her wings against the fish until he surrendered to the murky depths of the pond. Loudwig escorted Brightbill back to the bench, and a moment later the gosling was in his mother's arms, safe and sound. "Rockmouth isn't as dangerous as he seems," said the goose out of breath, "but he thinks he's enough, but I think that is enough swimming for one day." The next chapter is called The Gosling Grows. We're already on chapter 36. So Brightbill soon forgot about the incident with Rockmouth, and he spent his morning cruising around the pond with the other goslings. He was becoming a great little swimmer, and he was also becoming a great little speaker. "Hello, my name is Brightbill," he said to anyone who would listen. The gosling was small for his age, and he always would be, but he was growing bigger and stronger every day. His increasing size was matched by his increasing appetite. He gobbled down grass and berries and nuts and leaves. Sometimes he would snack on some small little insects. And if it was edible, Brightbill would eat it. And even if it wasn't edible, well, he might try to eat it anyways. Roz felt something like fright the very first time that she saw Brightbill swallowing pebbles on the beach. She was holding him upside down, hoping that the pebbles would fall out of his mouth, when Loudwing stepped in. "Put that gosling down," said the goose with a laugh. "It's perfectly natural for Brightbill to eat a few pebbles. They will help him to digest his food, but not too many, okay, and just little ones." Like many youngsters, Brightbill was incredibly curious. He explored the garden and the pond and the forest floor, and he would occasionally explore neighboring homes. He'd wander down some hole in the ground and say to whoever was there, "Hello, my name is Brightbill." Then a long robot arm would reach in and pull the gosling back outside. "Sorry to bother you," Roz would say in her friendliest voice. The mother and son slipped into a good nighttime routine. When the gosling slept, the robot might tend to the fire if it was cool outside, or would gently fan him if it was warm outside. If he woke up hungry or thirsty, Roz would bring him food or water, and whenever he had nightmares, she was always there to rock him back to sleep. This is the last chapter I'll read today. It's called The Squirrel. A small squirrel was scurrying through the garden, and Brightbill had never seen her before. He peered out of his nest, and he watched her bounce across the lawn. After a minute of spying, the gosling shook his tail feathers and waddled outside. "Hello, my name is Brightbill." The squirrel froze, and then she slowly turned around, and then she started to talk. "Hi, Brightbill. My name is Chit Chat, and I am 12 and a half weeks old. I'm a little squirrel, and I'm new around here, and your home is really big and round, and I don't understand why smoke comes out of it sometimes." Reader, I am not quite sure how Chit Chat got enough air into her lungs to talk all of that. And I'm not quite sure that Brightbill had the patience to listen. But he stood there and he politely nodded as Chit Chat rambled on and on and on. "And sometimes I see you waiting behind your funny looking mother. And you seem so nice. And I thought that I'd come down and introduce myself. And now I'm nervous. And I'm talking too much. And my name is Chit Chat. I think I already said that too. Already. There's little Chit Chat. Now, there was a pleasant silence, and Brightbill stood on one foot for a moment, and then the gosling took a deep breath and said, "It's very nice to meet you, Chit Chat. I don't think you talk too much. I think you talk just enough, and I would like to be friends." A big smile appeared on the squirrel's tiny face. For once, Chit Chat was speechless. And and I'm going to stop there today. Tomorrow I'll pick up on chapter 38, and it's called A New Friendship. We still have a ways to go. I mean, we're still got a lot of reading to do. So it seems to me as though this is a wonderful book all about friendship. Who would have expected a squirrel and a robot to be friends? And then tomorrow I'll do some more of what they see. The trash man is coming, so I guess it's time for me to leave. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.